night of nights in the AFL world. The stars both on and off the field come out to the Brownlow medal. It was another thriller, but had a strange tone all night and was even a little awkward at stages. Really didn't want to make another Brownlow video, but there was too much to unpack over the near 3 hour long count. Before we analyse the night, congratulations to Lachie Neale for winning the award for a second time. He is obviously all-time great and now sits alone, polling 25 votes in 4 separate seasons. He is consistent, and out of every player in history, I'm not sure anyone else has cleaner hands around the stoppage than he does. You know what's coming next though. The voting last night was more bizarre than ever. It's the umpires' opinions, and they have little help for some unknown reason, so it's hard to fully blame them. On Footy Classified, even AFL great Matthew Lloyd said when he coaches Haileybury College, he often has no idea who the best players on the ground are until after he reviews the match.
I'm with you, Hutchie. I know personally I coach a side every Saturday, and I walk away as a coach, and some days I've got no idea who played well, and it's not until I watch the game back on a Monday and see the stats to complement what I've seen that I can put in my votes.
Again, it begs the question, why aren't we giving the support to the people who vote for the award? Each of the contenders had strange nights full of ups and downs. Overall, Neale was the beneficiary, maybe to balance out last year where he was a Cripps suspension away from winning. In totality, it was the round 6 game against the Giants that won it. In a 20-point tough win, he had 7 kicks, 13 handballs and 6 clearances. It got him 3 votes. In the game itself, Neale was okay. He was pretty clean and consistent through the day. But there is no way he was the best player. They lost the match, but GWS players in Cornelio and Kelly were huge, and Charlie Cameron kicked 7. Daniel Rich, who got 1 vote, was also good, and Brent Daniels had 20 touches and 4 goals. Is it possible the umpires incorrectly voted, or before the game had already focused on Neale being a favourite to get the 3 votes? Again, it's just bizarre, and in the whole picture of the night, there were the 3 key votes that got him home. He was surprised as anyone, but he was full of humility and spoke well. This photo alone tells 1,000 words about the night, but I do think Neale has bigger issues on his mind. It was a horror deja vu for Marcus Bontempelli. Second, for the second time in 3 years, just never seemed to be going his way until late. 3 2-vote games that could have been 3 votes looked to kill his chances before an iffy 3-vote last round put him in the lead until the last game. Lobb, Treloar, Liberatore and Smith were all solid in that Geelong game, but I guess it balances out the votes lost in those 2-vote games. In the end, he settles for second again. If we go from 1978, Bontempelli's 33 votes second place in 2021 would have got him a win in 91% of those Brownlows, and his 29 last night would have got him a win in 72%. Maybe next season can be third time lucky. Zach Butters started a little slower than most expected, but his big form stretch, which correlated with Port's winning streak, put him in the race. The game against Richmond, where he got no votes, and the now famous Horne-Francis 3-vote game, in which Horne-Francis was just plain bad, against the Cats just left him a game behind the whole night. Nick Dacos still polled 28 votes, and I think there's a good chance he would have got at least 3 in the final few games to tie. But even saying that, his 0-vote, 38 disposal, 2-goal game against the Lions was an early sucker punch, and it hurt in the same game that Neale's solid 23 touches got him 1 vote. 41 touches against the Giants also led to no votes, and Dom Sheed got the 3 in their win over the Eagles. He was unlucky to not get 3 votes combined from these games. It's only his second year, but it's harder than what people think to poll 30 votes in a season, and youth does not provide any guarantees. Goulden and Petrarca sit together as face palms. By round 12, Petrarca had 19 votes and looked headed towards a win, but he just couldn't buy a vote in the back end. 20 touches and 4 goals against the Saints only netted him a single vote, but a pair of 20 plus disposal, 2-goal games in rounds 20 and 21 got him a combined 1 vote. Oliver, Gawn and Petrarca have taken votes off each other, but Jack Vining was the culprit, being a surprise vote getter during the night, finishing with 24, just 2 behind Petrarca. but the penultimate match between Sydney and Melbourne was where Goulden and Petrarca collided. Melbourne won, and Petrarca was good with 29 touches and a goal, but Goulden, who was by far the best vote getter in the second half of the year, had 42 touches and 2 goals. Both were on 26 votes coming into the round, so one obviously wouldn't win. But Goulden just got 1 vote, and Petrarca didn't poll. Fritsch fairly got 2 votes for kicking 5, but it was Jack Viney again who got in the way of his teammate and the Sydney star polling the 3 votes. The many facial expressions and eyebrow raises were a continuous trend through the night, and it seemed at times the players were laughing at some of the votes. Joel Amadi got 3 votes, playing 50% game time, although he did kick 4 goals. Nick Martin was in shock after ruckman Andrew Phillips got the 3 votes against Melbourne, while in a round 10 game between GWS and St Kilda, only Max King and Jack Steele polled in the Brownlow, even though both got just 1 coach's vote each. They are only a few examples from a list of inconsistent votes. 19 players who got perfect 10s in the coach's votes got 0 from the umpires. It's this wild inconsistency that makes the Brownlow exciting during the night, but also makes it look silly in reflection. Sometimes being unique and one of a kind is good, but it can also backfire to look bad when such big inconsistencies are blatant to see. People will complain about the Brownlow every year, no matter what. But this year, there was genuine reason to question the decision making of the umpires. There's really not much anyone can do about it, so we just have to sit and deal with it. As bad as it sounds, the Brownlow medal will always have weird anomalies, and it's your own personal taste whether you appreciate the voting system or ridicule it.